Mic line. Check. Can you hear me now? I think there's sound now. Good evening. Hey, Nicole. Can you hear me now? Yes, I'm back. Okay, good. I've had some problem with one of my speakers in here broke. Which is a shame, like their studio speakers, they should not broke, they should just break, they should last for like a decade, a century. But they, so it's low now. You can hear me, but it's low. Let me see, it should be, this should be correct. Or is it very low for everyone else? Maybe it is the wrong mic, wait. Yeah, it's the wrong mic, wait, hold on, I'll fix it. This one. Now I should be distinct. Yeah, now, because, okay, sorry about that. I think if you check now, hopefully the sound is correct. Yes, thank you. Good you noticed that. Yeah, it was actually the microphone I have when I do coaching calls. It was like way over there. So it was picking up some sound, but it was just too far away. Yeah. So, yeah, sorry about that. Well, we got it sorted, so it works. Hopefully, from now on, that will stay like that. I'll have to double check this before next time, just so that it doesn't happen again. So I was thinking, by the way, nice to see everyone here. I was thinking about something. You're welcome. And I meant it, just like send me a message. And it's this thing, we go through all these things in life, and it's nice to see that people, yeah, like it's friendship that we develop here in this channel. I feel, at least, there's a lot of people who come and go, and then you see them, and then you hear things happen in their lives, and we go through all these things. Like I'm going through a lot of change now, or we are, Mindful Mom also, of course, where we're trying to figure out what to do. Have you heard of the interdependent originations? Yes, I have. I have a friend who's really into that, if I remember correctly. It's not something I'm really super familiar with, how all of it works. But I have. Can you explain it to me, Stephen? Just briefly what it is. What I have been thinking of. So, okay, now the stream is just strange. Now it shows like no one is online, but then it shows 7 people online. So I hope I'm not dropping off, but you can actually hear me. I was having a talk with the AI to try to figure out how to communicate, how to share what it is that I'm sharing. As I was saying, like people keep coming back, and then there's something here that I really enjoy and other people enjoy also, but what is it actually? Like, why are we here? And it's so nice to talk with AI, because what AI does good is that it questions you, it asks questions, and just if you keep answering questions, eventually come up with something. And I try to find a way to describe what it is that I am trying to help you do. And if I remember what we came up with, I think that the main idea is that your life is not broken, your story is. Because this is really what it comes down to. When we hear, I use Gemini, I like Gemini. When we hear, many of us, we have some kind of pain. Like there's something we've gone through that makes us feel like something is not the way it's supposed to be. Either we want to feel different or we want to be different, but we are going through pain, and we feel that we are in some way broken or not the way we were supposed to be. So by seeing that you are, like, life is not broken, it's this story we have about ourselves. That's the thing that is broken. And this is something that most people get. Like, okay, I get it that my life story is broken. My life sucks. Like that, yeah, sure. The way we try to solve that is by fixing the story. So if I have a problem at work and I'm not having enough money, or it's not what I want to do, we think, okay, I just need to fix the work. And for sure, you should try to do that as best as you can. But that in and of itself can never fix the problem, because there's always going to be the next thing. As soon as you solve that thing, then the next thing is going to come. It's when you're single, all you want to do is have a partner. When you have a partner, all you want to do is just get away from her. Just kidding. No. Then you, like, there's other things that are going to come up. And then you wish, oh, I wish we could just have kids. And when you have kids, you just wish, oh man, I wish we didn't have kids. Or you love having kids at the same time. It's very confusing. So there's always going to be something new coming up. And if you think you're ever going to fix your life story, that's just never going to happen. There's always going to be the next thing. And we just do what we can. But there's a difference between thinking, if I can just get there where my life story is perfect, then I will feel good. Then I won't be broken anymore. Then life will be okay. That is, just look, I mean, I had a conversation about this just the other day. We were talking about Elon Musk and saying like how he and other people have insane amounts of money. It's just, it's difficult to imagine how much money they have. They can literally like bail out countries by themselves. That's how much money they have. It's completely ridiculous amounts of money that no person would ever need. There's just no reason for anyone to have that kind of money. Can't do anything with it. And yet, and from the outside, it looks like, okay, their life story is perfect. But their life, I mean, but they seem to be suffering so much, even though the life story seems to be good. They still haven't fixed it. It's because we don't focus on life, just the experience of life. What does it feel like to be alive? As you know, I've been going through a lot of difficult things lately, and I really try to just go back to, okay, can I enjoy being here now? Shit is going down all around me, and things are messy, and it's difficult, and I'm tired, and I'm worn. I just want to get out of here. Can I enjoy being here now? Even though the story really sucks right now, is it possible to still enjoy being here? And it is. You can toggle back and forth, and then you go, and then the more you do that, the less power this story gets, because then it's like, okay, actually it's not that serious. It's not the end of the world. If this doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world. Life is still here. It's still the same no matter what the story says. So by focusing on life rather than your story, that's what we're trying to do here. And we're trying to do it by doing some kind of meditation practice to come back and be aware that we are here. Our life experience is here no matter what the story says. Let's just see. Stephen, it basically means that everything is connected, therefore everything is affected by everything else. Yeah, sure. It treats others bad. I not only treat them bad, but also myself, since everything is connected. You can see it that way, and that's a nice way of helping yourself not react so much towards other people and things around you. Mindful Mama, I come back here because there is a community feeling, like to hear other people's questions and experience and to support you. I have had some change in my spiritual practice since I met you. Nice. Yeah, you do. Yeah, right. How do you integrate having goals in that life view? I don't really have any more goals since I achieved the last one. Enjoying being alive is the foundation, but how can I find my North Star? You know, that's a really good question, because when I was a monk, the main advantage I saw of that was that I didn't have to care about anything else. Like I didn't have to care about what happened to me. Didn't have to care about my financial situation. I didn't have to care about having somewhere to live. Like all of those things were taken care of. I could let all of that go and just focus on enjoying being here and really feeling what is it like to be here. And that's a practice that developed. So it was much easier as a monk to do that. When you're living in daily life, then you have this idea that I need to get over there, and then something will change. I will feel different, and I will be happier than I am here. And as saying that, I'm kind of like, oh, I don't want to be a hypocrite, because I can absolutely see how if I could get over there, God damn it, life would be easier and it would be more fun, because I didn't have to work with the things that I do now. It would be better if life was over there. But that doesn't take away from the experience of being here, and it doesn't really add to anything. It's just that I am not allowing myself to be here fully, because I have this idea that once I get over there, then I will really be able to enjoy myself. So I think we have to separate it a little bit. You have to be really realistic with where you are and in your practice. I'm realistic that I cannot live like that the whole time. I am not able to go through everything just being okay with being here. And I try to do that, but I still have to work on it. And when difficult things happen, I get kind of pushed out of the way. It seems to happen once or twice every year. Something big comes around and I really lose it, and then I come back. And I'm okay with that. And every time I come back, I drift away a little bit less. It hurts a little bit less. I'm not so caught up in the idea that, oh, I need to go over there, or I need this to change. Instead, it's easier to not be so pulled away and then come back. So when you have goals, instead of seeing them as in, if I can only go over there, and if it doesn't go the way I want the goal to go, then I'm going to feel bad. Instead of seeing it, okay, I want to go over there, what would be a fun way of doing that? How would I enjoy myself going there? If everything going there sucks, then why would you go there? I have a few options like that now. I can see how I can create stability, and some of the options could be nice, but some of the options are just sad. Like, it's something that I could keep doing and it would be financially okay, it would work, but I don't want to live my life, like, it's not what I want to do with my life. It's a choice I can take. So then the question becomes, should I do something that I don't really like just to have this other thing? Or should I work on my experience of that thing? Because in the end, my life enjoyment is independent of what I do. I could enjoy myself doing this or doing that. Like that's fine. So it's easy to kind of bring this up into like, well, nothing matters. I don't need to have goals because, I mean, I could just enjoy being here no matter how much life sucks. And that is true, but that is not true for you or for me. In certain things, it is true for me, but in other things, it is not. And when it comes to my job and what I do, is not completely true, because I can absolutely feel that it's easier to enjoy being here in certain circumstances than others. So then, instead of having this idea that it has to be this way or that way, just try to be a bit looser with it and see what would you want to do. Not because of your fear, not because of your worry, because of your anxiety, not because of the distortion, like, oh no, my parents told me that I have to be a doctor, I have to be this thing. Why do parents always say that? And that's why I do this. So I do it not because I want it, but because other people around me tell me to do this, you should do this. Or if it's just financial fear, I just have to do this because it's some kind of fear that if I don't, then something will go bad. Don't mistake that for being irresponsible, saying like, oh, I don't care about money, I'm just going to let things flow and it'll work itself out. That's usually not a good idea to live life. So look at the distortions, try to take away as much as possible and then choose. If it is something that you find, yeah, I want to do this, then go for it and enjoy it and really try it. But be okay with not getting there. Be okay with it not working out. Because it might be that it doesn't. And then if that doesn't work out, then you just do something else. It's very on point for myself right now. I'm sitting here like, yeah, that's what I need to do. I just need to listen to myself a little bit, because that's exactly, I can see, I can do this and it will be fine. But there's also part of me like going, oh no, oh my goodness, how is it going to work out? And that gives me fear as well, because I can come up with all these reasons why it was different when I was 25. No responsibilities, no consequences, YOLO, I'm just going to go there kind of. Now, I have family, I have a fiancé, soon-to-be wife, I have a house, a car, I have like all these responsibilities, so then I cannot do this thing that I want to. It sometimes seems to me that most distortions is rooted in unmet expectations. Some things just suck, but are necessary to achieve things. But for me, it's expectations that it should suck less. It sometimes seems to me that most distortions is rooted in unmet expectations. I think there's a lot in that. Some things just suck, but are necessary to achieve things. But for me, it's the expectation that it should suck less that creates the distortion. If I expected it to suck, I can experience it more directly. I remember when I had something I needed to do that I did not want to do. I really didn't want to do it. And just before I was going to do it, I popped into a non-centric state. And I just walked around like, oh, everything is nice, it's okay. And I did that thing that I thought was really going to suck, and I had such a good time. I just enjoyed myself thoroughly. I was walking around and I was having fun with it, and it was a really enjoyable experience. But before I was like, oh no, I don't want to go there. I do not want to do that. But since I was not resisting it, all of a sudden there was no problem. So the way that I try to do it is that I always focus on how do I distort towards this, how do I feel. When I have a conversation with someone, I don't try to focus on, I try to not focus on what I'm about to say. I only focus on how I respond to what they're saying, or my desire to be perceived a certain way. So put a goal down, say I want to do this, and then work on letting go of any distortion you have towards that. And you can see what that is. That could be, oh, what if I don't achieve that, then I'll be a bad person. What if I do achieve it, what would I do then? Like if I become a, whatever it is, like all the responsibility, all the things, let go of those distortions. What would other people think of me? What will they think of me if I don't do it? If I do it? Whatever it is that you have towards that, look at those distortions and feel them and see, can you feel joy even though that is true? Can you experience being here even though that is true? And can you see how this sucks? Like you are the one ruining this experience. Because you could literally be enjoying it, absolutely. It's just that it's difficult to get there. So then do the best you can with, I kind of call it cleaning sometimes. You clean it so you have as little distortion as possible. And then after that, do it. Just be a normal person and do it like everyone else does. Do it and try it. And either it sucks or it doesn't, or you like it or you don't. It doesn't really matter. You did your best to use this as a way to be more present, more here. And very likely when you did that thing after, you enjoyed it more because you didn't have as much distortion pushing and pulling it. And again, it's not that your life is broken, it's that if you would fail your goal, it's not that your life would be broken, it's that your life story would be broken, and that's okay. Your life can never break, your experience can never break until you die. Then it's over. It's here now. One time, it will no longer be here, and then it's just over. But broken is a feeling. Broken is a feeling of failure, of being something being wrong, of pain, of suffering, of this difficult thing that we're just trudging and doing. And that can never happen to life. That can only happen to your life story. So do your best with your life story, but realize that life can never break. It just is. It's just that we're having a very hard time at experiencing life right now when things are tough. So I get what you're saying. You expect it to suck less, and you can feel that. And sometimes it is like that. Life does suck sometimes. But ultimately, that is our relationship to that experience. It's us kind of having a distortion towards it. And I've had so many things that I've distorted to throughout the years. And every time I do, and I let go of it, it becomes a little bit easier. And then the next time you're up against something, it becomes a little bit easier. And then the next time it becomes a little bit easier. And then eventually it becomes clear that, wait, I don't need to worry so much about the story. Just let life happen and go along with it and see what happens. We have this idea that I should take life by the horns and steer it in the direction. That's a very me. I need to make it go that way, and like so much power and so much distortion to get it over there. And during all that time, maybe eventually you get there and then you're burnt out and have a heart attack, instead of enjoying kind of going with the flow and doing your thing to steer the boat to go where you want to, but realizing that life can never break. Life is always here and is always available to us. We just make it really, really difficult sometimes. I do too, so I'm not blaming you if you are. And we can get better at that. It's something that we can practice. Doing meditation is one of the ways that we can make that easier. Hey, Jojo, Chinks, Joe J, Joe. I don't know how to pronounce that. Nice to have you here. I am. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's like actually having this conversation. Thank you for bringing it up, Johanna. Yes, that's what it was. Thank you for bringing this up, Mats, because it's really relevant to me as well. Being able to, and there's two parts to it. Since I've been burnt out, I have the fear of what if I get burnt out again and I don't have job security. That is really scary to me, because, and that's my excuse why I can't be calm when that happens, because, well, you can be that because you're normal. You can expect, but for me, oh my goodness, my life is, I've been burnt out. If I get bad, I can't do anything. That is true. But it's still the same thing. I don't need to stress about it. It's ultimately what it all comes down to when you're able to just see life as it is and just experience being here, is that you do something and there's a reaction. And then you do something to that reaction, and then there's another reaction. And then you do something and there's going to be a reaction. And then you take that reaction and you do something else. And you just keep doing that. It's just a matter of, oh, look at that. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to do this now. Oh, I met someone. Oh, fun. I like this person. You start hanging out with them. They like you. Oh, I'm going to hang out more with that person. You start making out. All of a sudden you're a couple. And then after that you move together and you do things, and then things doesn't work out, and it turns out they weren't who you thought they were. And then you either go away or you stay and try to work it out. If you go away, then instead of going away and feeling miserable and everything is terrible, you might just go away and then you eat dinner and drink some coffee and watch a movie and go out and meet other people, and then eventually you'll meet someone else, and then you'll start again with them. And the story is the problem, because for us it's like, oh, I met someone, they were perfect, I thought my life was saved, I finally met someone, and they didn't love me, they weren't who I thought they were going to be, and oh, I'm never going to meet anyone, life sucks, oh, love is so difficult, I can never make it work. And then you start telling the story instead of, I met someone, it didn't work, I'm going to try meeting someone else, maybe that doesn't work, and eventually you'll find someone. And many times it is us. I mean, I've had many relationships, and obviously Mindful Mama is perfect, but she has her imperfections as well, as do I. It's just that once you're mature enough and you've gone through enough, then hopefully you'll be able to create a relationship that doesn't suck, that doesn't go up and down, or that actually has some kind of stability that you can enjoy. Or maybe you like having relationships that goes up and down. I mean, I'm not judging, saying that has to be a certain way. So bringing it down to, it's just, what do I do now? You could summarize all of this when I say that life isn't broken, it's your life story. The way to kind of bypass that would be to just, what do I do now? If you every moment, like if you could bring it back to the nanosecond and just ask, what do I do now? 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 And just let whatever intelligence, whatever history, knowledge you have, just make those choices. Life would be so much easier. And that's what happens when you're able to experience life without too much distortion. It's just a matter of a choice. But then the fear comes in. Then the worry comes in. Then the story comes in. I've been hurt before. I've had bad things happen to me. I've had good things happen to me. So I'm going to choose because I'm lucky. Oh no, I had bad things. I'm not lucky. I'm going to choose this path instead of that. Hey, Esperanza. Nice to see you. So just bringing it back, choosing step by step by step, will make life so much easier than having this whole story that is like a baggage that you carry with you, that you always have to take into account, and you have to make sure it's not hurt, you have to worry about it. And basically the distortions, what they do is that they hinder us from seeing reality. Like your story makes it so that you can't see life, because it goes in the way and say like, well, that person, they're probably an asshole, they're just being nice to me because they want something from me, I'm sure they're really bad, like not nice person. Instead of saying, oh, someone's just talking to me, it might be that they're trying to get something from you, but you cannot see them because you see them through your filter, who you think they are or who you think they should be. Hey, Alessandro Gloria. Hey, Martin. It's not the first time for me here, but it's the first time contributing to the chat. I just want to thank you for sharing your experience, for eagerness to help. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm sorry that I haven't made any videos lately. I've just been really enjoying doing these live streams, and there will be more videos soon. And I've just been resetting. And as if you've been listening to the chats lately, you know that I'm in a position where work is changing. And one of the options I have is to actually go more half full-time on the channel, but then I actually need to make some kind of money on it. So then I need to change completely how I think about it, which would be fun. And I would love to be able to make more content. So there will be more. And it would always be from the perspective of, I want to do something that helps people. Otherwise, I wouldn't want to do it. And I think I can do that. So I'm happy to hear that you find that it's helping you. Tim, I will visit Sri Lanka for the first time from... Oh, wow. Do you have any tips for meditation centers or stuff to do? Oh, absolutely. It's not a long time you're there. I recommend you go to Kandy in the center of the island. They have lots of meditation centers around Kandy. There's one I used to go to, what was that called? Paramita, I think it's Paramita Buddhist Meditation Center. That was a nice place up on a hill, beautiful. I remember this place. It was so gorgeous. Paramita, very beautiful, warm, nice. Not by a big road, but it was up on a hill, so it didn't matter. There's also another center there where I actually met Mindful Mama there, which is called Nilambe. Beautiful center. I think it's Upul who used to run that place. I think they used to have it free so you could just come and go, but last time I heard they had courses that were like 7 or 10 day courses. I think, at least. Again, it's a long time since I was there, and that was a really nice place to go. That was one of my favorite places. You can also do Goenka retreats, but I would recommend you do that in... Do I remember correctly that you were from Germany, Tim? Or I can't remember. I would do it here in Europe instead, because you're locked up in a cage. I almost said locked up in a cell most of the time. You don't see anything outside, so you can just as well do it here. Since you're only having 3 weeks in Sri Lanka. But yeah, Kandy, main place to go. Kandy is the main place to go if you want to meditate. And they have a temple there where they have a tooth of the Buddha, if I remember correctly. I think it was a tooth. Yeah. Otherwise, the south coast is beautiful to go to, and they have temples all along the place. But it's difficult to find places you can meditate. In 3 weeks, doing a Goenka retreat is probably not the go. No, I wouldn't do that. It's just a bit of a waste. I mean, it's never a waste to meditate, but you can do other things that are more fun. I would do that at least. I'm just thinking about what Alessandra said. It makes me very happy to hear that. I share freely in these talks, and it's nice for me because I get to... When I talk about things, it helps me as well, especially now tonight. It was really like Matt's question really brought me thinking, so like, yeah, wait a minute. Why am I like, what am I worried about? Like, it's just, what do I do now? What do I do now? But we tend to project like, oh no, I'm going to do this step and then it's going to be so bad and everything's going to be chaos and it's going to go, or I take that step and then everything will work, but it will be so sad. Like, what do I do now? And also choosing like, what do you want to do now? What do you find worthwhile to use your time? I think many times we do things that suck because we have so much distortion about the fear of something that we believe we have to do them. And remember, when we say we have to, I've always said that have to just means the consequences are so big that we say that we have to do them. The consequences of not doing or failing are so big that we say we have to. That's all it is. So just next step, next step, next step. And it's so relieving, even saying it to myself. I think that's going to be like my mantra, like, what do I do next? What do I do next? What do I do next? Instead of, oh my goodness, I have these big choices and they're so serious and my life will end if I make them wrong. It's going to be bad. And I especially remember when I was a teen and you're like, should I have my hair this way? Should I have it that way? And I cut my hair like, oh no, I cut it the wrong way. I had long hair and I remember when I cut it off, I almost cried. Yeah, serious stuff. Next step, next step, next step will let it grow. I'll have to have a lot of next steps to have the hair grow out again. By the way, since everyone is here, let me just see what date it is. I think... this weekend, I wonder if we can, as first of Advent, I'll see, maybe we'll have the group coaching this weekend. I'll have to discuss that with Mindful Mama, but if you're not on the Discord channel, be sure to join, and we have a free group coaching once per month. I'm going to continue having that free until the end of the year. Then after the year, there will be a small fee for it. It's not going to be something crazy, but there will have to be a fee. So if you want to, still, there's the opportunity to come and join. It's really fun to have a group of people where we discuss, because everyone brings up things that's relevant to other people, and we have the chats here, but when people can actually express themselves, it becomes more personal, and I really enjoy those talks. I've had thoughts about doing that more regularly, like every week, and having groups where we meet once per week and work on parts of the practice, because there's many ways you can divide the practice. Nice. I think most people here have been here before, but if you haven't, then we usually do a little chat like this before, and then after that we do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, and then we sit for 20 minutes with my buzzer that sounds like there's thunder kind of striking my office. Today is Monday, of course, so it's guided meditation. And for the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, the way that it works is that it's basically the next. We're trying to make it easier to just see the next thing, because all you do when you're cutting down time to the point where you're just doing the next thing is that you bring your feeling back from feeling all the way over there into the future and into the past to just feeling here, to feeling now. What are you experiencing now? It's just that we're not used to feeling now. We're used to, if I ask you to feel good, what most of you will do is you'll close your eyes and you go off in a fantasy. Oh, that's nice, I like that, meaning you don't feel now. So instead, bring yourself here and experience life through your senses. The way we do it is by saying out loud 5 things we can see, 4 things we can feel, 3 things we can hear, 2 things we can smell, and 1 thing that we can taste. And when we do that, we try to break it down into the smallest qualities of the thing we're experiencing. So say them out loud, and you say something out loud that you see on your end. I'll say 5 things out loud that I can see here. So I can see a electrical outlet. And when I look at the outlet, I can see the white, I can see the shade, the way that it curves, the holes in there, the texture, the metal, and I just try to see it for what it is without having any kind of reaction towards it. It's just an outlet. I see a office chair, and just really look at it and see it instead of just, oh, I know what that is, and then stop looking. I can see a sweater draped over the office chair. I see a fire extinguisher. And I can see a door. That's 5 things I could see. Next we take 4 things we can feel. I can feel an itch here on my face. I can feel my legs touching each other. There's a little bit of pain down there. I can feel the cloth I have scooched under my bum. And I can feel air going through my nostrils. Four things I could feel. Next we take 3 things we can hear. I can hear the fan of my computer. I can hear a car passing by. I can hear myself burping. There's 3 things I could hear. Next, 2 things that we can smell. I can smell something sweet. And I can smell a bit of sweat. There's 2 things I can smell. Finally, we take 1 thing that we can taste. It can taste something sweet. I actually snuck a candy in my mouth after food. Don't tell our kids. I want you to bring your awareness to your breath. It's not important exactly how you do that. Just be aware that you're breathing. That's all we need to do for now. After that, I want you to keep that as your anchor, the thing that you always have running in the background, which is just awareness that breath is happening as you're listening to me and I'm moving your awareness around. It's easy to sit down and think that it'll be easy to sit down. But as soon as you close your eyes, your minds and your thoughts will be filled with things that happened in the past, things that will happen in the future, things that should be different than what they are. In other words, things that make it so that it's difficult for you to experience what it feels like to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Instead, there's a filter constantly disturbing it, making it feel uncomfortable, maybe even mundane to breathe. Whereas when you really experience what it's like to feel breath happening, it's an incredible experience. It's enjoyable by itself just to breathe. There's nothing you need to do outside of just being here and breathing. But this focus we are having on things that happen and things that will happen, or things that aren't the way they should be, or even things being the way they should be, they prevent you from experiencing what's happening now, what's happening now, what's happening now. So for the next 20 minutes, just make it okay to let go of all of that. There's nothing you need to fix. There's nothing you need to figure out. There's nothing you need to think about or take notes of or solve or feel bad about or feel good about or worry about. Give yourself permission to just be here with the awareness of breath happening. See if it's possible to just let all of that other stuff go. In the end, who's going to give you permission to do that? I cannot do it. There's no one outside of you that can allow yourself to just experience breathing. Just experience being here. So give yourself that permission. And it's only for another 18 minutes. After that, you can go right back to worrying, trying to figure out, trying to solve. Perfectly fine. But bring your awareness back to just here as you're breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. To make it a little bit easier to do this, we are going to do the technique we normally do when we breathe count our breath, going from 1 to 8 and then down again from 8 to 1. And I'll do it together with you, counting the breaths as we go up and down, and then after that you can continue by yourself. Now I want you to, while you do this, just feel what it feels like. Again, don't look for any physical sensations, just feel that there is breath happening, and feel free to move your awareness around as we're breathing. Sometimes you might feel it on your chest, sometimes it's a bit more towards the head, sometimes it's your whole body breathing. Just feel what it feels like when we breathe. So, breathing in and out. 1. In and out. 2. In and out. 3. In and out. 4. In and out. 5. In and out. 6. In and out. 7. In and out. 8. In and out. and out. 5. In and out. 4. In and out. 3. In and out. 2. In and out. 1. Now keep counting your breath, going from 1 to 8, and then down again as you breathe in and out. 1. In and out. What is your life like right now? What does life feel like to you in this moment? Just stop for a second and feel. What is life? What is it like to experience life? Is it comfortable? Is it uncomfortable? Is it peaceful or still? Or is there tension? Is there aversion? Maybe even craving? And through all of this, keep awareness on the breath as your anchor so you don't drift away too much into your thoughts. As you feel, what is life like right now? Make your awareness as wide as possible and move it around. You can feel in your upper body, in your torso area, down by your legs, maybe even your whole body. What is life like right now? Now, think about your life story. What is your story like right now? What does your story tell you about you? What do you notice when you think about your story? What does that mean? What is it? What is your life story? Try to feel that and see if there's a difference. For me, I noticed two things right away. One, I'm immediately pulling myself out of experiencing life right now, and I'm thinking of the things I did in the past, or the things I want to do in the future, my hopes, my aspirations, together with my fears and my worries. And you can see how awareness jumps straight out from being here to feeling the past and the future. Second thing I noticed was that as soon as I went away from feeling life right now, just being here, was that there's a twang or a sense of anxiety or uncomfortableness, almost jitteriness going through me that is a bit painful when I leave being here and all of a sudden create a stronger sense of self that is tied into time, past, future, hopes, aspirations, fears and worries, and I'm no longer experiencing what's right here. It is painful to move from here to somewhere else. Yet this is how we live our lives most of the time. So again, move your awareness back and experience, what is it like to be alive right now? What does life feel like right now? As you're experiencing life right now, shift your focus to your story. What does your story tell you about you? What does it feel like to feel into the past or to feel into the future? See the difference between your life experience and your life story. There are two completely different things that we often group up into one thing. I want you to bring your awareness back once more to life, right here, right now. What does it feel like to just sit, to just breathe, to just feel? And as you do that, see if you can find what it would feel like to be in a good mood right now. Just see if you can find the feeling of being in a good mood. Feeling of feeling well. For no particular reason. Don't go into the past or the future trying to find it. Just move your awareness to feel joy. To feel happiness and appreciation for how nice it is to be alive. How enjoyable it is to be here. Without the pressure, the weight of the past or the future. Just enjoy life right here. Life is always available to you, all the time. There is no story that can take life away from you. That was surprisingly nice. I hope you I hope you could feel the difference between story and life. I was surprised myself. I was like, yeah, that's really clear when you think about it like that. Yes, I do the same thing myself. I could feel how I went from just experiencing to when I started involving the feeling of me, of the story, how painful that is. I'd be very curious to hear if anyone else noticed that as well, because that was really clear to me. And it always baffles me when I do that. I'm like, why am I so dumb to involve this whole story? Why can't I just be here? This is so obviously more enjoyable. Why do we make it so difficult? It is strange. Especially since it's so easy to come to life. See, Mats is saying, really tough sitting for me today. Thanks for the meditation. I definitely want to meditate more again. See you on Thursday. Good night, Ryan. Good night, Mats. It's noticeable, right? Yeah, there's it's I thought it was very nice to do the comparison, because I could really feel how it kind of like almost like a twang of anxiety inside me. Like, oh, I have to go back from feeling peaceful and calm, because life is peaceful, life is stillness, life is tranquility and the sense of sacredness. Everything just is. There's no need to change everything. Yeah, it's okay. I can just sit here. And then as soon as you start moving into the story, it's like, oh, wait a minute. I need to do this, I did that, and like all of a sudden it becomes painful to be alive. So again, your life isn't broken, it's your life story that is. And you can always come back to life whenever you want to. Thank you so much for the sitting. I hope to see you back on Thursday again. See, but it's really hard for me to stay awake when meditating in the evening after work. I almost also forget. I know the feeling. Just go to bed, just sleep. Seriously, like sleeping is a superpower. Thank you for today, and I'll see you back on Thursday. Have a nice week, everyone.